back testing for the week. Um, so basically, um, these lines that you see right here is it's basically just showing you whenever the market is open, and so it has it on there previously, and currently it's going to be there. So these lines, because I'm on the futures pair, it's going to show it here, like when the market opens and stuff like that. Um, Especially if you go down to the hour. So you can see 1800 on the dot, all of that. So we have, so we're looking for the 7th, we're looking for the 8th. So we're going to go up to the 8th. Monday. So Sunday, the market opens, which this is on the 8th. So the market opens. So basically, what we're looking at right now, I'm not going to make this video too long because I don't want it to be boring. So I'm just going to go ahead and just keep it short. So when you do back testing, you're just looking at the way how the market was moving before that. So I'm just doing for the week just to give you a general idea of how to do the back testing and stuff like that. So as you can see, based off of the hour when the market opens on last week Sunday, we were arranging for a little bit until Monday. Then at 9 o'clock, Monday started moving, and then we start arranging again over the Asian session. Then Monday, I mean the following day, which is Tuesday, when the market opens, is basically just shot up and start making its way back down noon. Then it created this low right here. It bounced off of this low and started making its way back up, which the same area where the market was ranging from before. It came up and reject that area, it came back down, and then started making this way back up to the upside. So now, um, what I'm looking at now for, especially for the week, I'm gonna go and see if I could go all the way back. So this is Friday, Sunday, the 7th, right? All right. So for Sunday at we're gonna go to Asian session, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna see what happened from Asian session to New York session, right? I mean, from Asian session to excuse me, to what happened from Asian session to to London session. So we're looking for two things from Asian to London. We are looking for a so we are looking for the lower low for Asian, and we are looking for a delete that. So we're looking for a lower low, and we're looking for a higher high for Asian, right? So basically, we're just trying to see how the market moves once we open at once we open at 9:30. So okay, so that's Asian lower low and Asian higher high. So now we're gonna go for London lower low and London higher high. So this is London, and change this. I'm gonna make these yellow, and then is right here. Okay, so we have London and we have Asian. So as you can see, the both of them is different. So what we're looking at where when market opens at 9:30, what happened if the market goes up that location, or does it basically just kind of like leave it alone or whatever. So now we have Asian Asian higher high right here. So what happened? The market went make a higher low, make a higher high for London, came back down, make another you know bounce off of the bottom and started making its way down. So now for what I'm looking at when I'm doing my back testing, I'm trying to see, okay, so where's the best area that I would have placed entry if if something like this happened, break through the higher high, grab liquidity, and then started making its way down. So once I see this, which is the Asian higher high, market broke through it, reject up here, came back down, and reject onto here. That means that I should be looking for sell in this direction, right? So in the event like I see something like this again on the market, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go for the sell. So when you do back testing, you're basically doing back testing to see what is it that you could see in the future whenever you're on the chart, because history always seems to repeat itself, right? So now I'm gonna move over to the other one to see if I'm gonna see the same play that I saw on Monday. So in this way that I could be like, okay, so since I'm seeing the same thing again, that just simply mean that whenever I see this again on the market, I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting in and I'm gonna put in a position right there, because the same thing happened before. So now, right, we have Asian lower low, right? Asian lower low. So this gonna be green because that's where we have the other one green. And then we have Asian higher high, which is right here. Asian. So we have Asian higher high. All right. It's straight. Yeah, so when you're doing back testing, this thing take a little while, because you're trying to make sure that you get everything how you're supposed to. The back testing is gonna be different from a regular markup, just to keep that in mind. And what I'm doing on the 1 minute, because I need to see how market react earlier before we started going on the upper time frame. Okay. All right. So now we have 9:30, right? So what do we have again? So we see something similar to what we saw before, um, right before 9:30. What happened was the market break down through. So we have the lower low right here, right? It went up, came back down, and then it finishes over here. So now that we finish it over here, what do we have? The market broke right here. It broke right here and come down into this area, and it didn't make its way back down to the London the London lower low. So what did it do? It shot up right when the market opens. It shot up right there. Again, I'm looking for these stuff because I want to see how they work on the on the moving forward. So all week we've been getting the same play where we have the higher high, the lower low for each session, and then if the market come back down and broke this Asian lower low and don't come down here, that simply mean that the market is trying to go up. So that's two confirmation that I already have on the market to say, okay, you know what, this thing right here, it happens this way and it works this way. So guess what? I'm gonna try it again and see if it worked on the if it work on the other time frames again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm on Wednesday, right? So I'm gonna try this now. So for Asian, again, Asian lower low, Asian lower low, right? So that's gonna be green. And then we have Asian higher high, which is green. Okay. So now we have London. So we got London first, lower low, which this is a yellow, and then higher high. Okay. So what do we have here? Same thing. On the differences, this one came down here, 9:30. So this one came down. This shot up a little bit, came back down. I think we had news around that time, and then it shot right back up. So we're seeing the same play over and over, over and over. If you see, like, then this one is just telling you, like, okay, this would have been early. Entry came down. I mean, it wouldn't be, say, it would be early because then the market would have shot up, came back down to grab liquidity and make its way back up. So we're seeing the same play over and over where we have a lower low for Asian session and we have the higher high for Asian session and we have the lower low for London and the higher high for London. And what happened is market came down, basically reject before it come down to this the previous lower low and then started making it up, came back down again, and then actually head up to the upside. So we're seeing those same plays over over and over, right? So this one look like it's a little different. So we see three of them already. This one was on Thursday because we have news on Thursday, so market was a little bit crazy. But let's see what we got. All right, so that's Asian. So that's Asian higher high, and this is so that's Asian higher high, and that's Asian low low. Let's try to make that straight as possible. So then we have London. It's supposed to be green. It's supposed to be green. And then we have London. So Asian low low and London high high. So we didn't get the same play on this one. I'm not gonna say probably because of news or whatever the case is. So we have three confirmation that worked, but for this one it did not work because as you can see we have we had a lot of movements moving back and forth in the Asian session, right? and then the market just started trending up from there, which is everything that was going on Thursday, where all the news and all of that the stuff comes out, came out, right? So we're gonna try over here 0330, 0330, right? Okay, so we have Asian lower low, supposed to be green, and then we have Asian higher high, right? So now we have London yellow, 930. Okay, so we have London right there. Now we have London low low. Okay, all right. So right before that happened, what happened again? The market, um, came through London, didn't touch, it didn't touch Asian, and then it just went right back up, came back down again, went right back up again, didn't really touch Asian, and then it just, it didn't touch the higher high for London, and then it just went back down. So that's for confirmation that we have right there that, the way how the market move overnight, it it moves in a way where it respect these higher highs for London and Asian session. They respect the both of them, and so for that, like, backtesting is a little boring because it's like it's a lot of stuff that you're looking for that what I'm saying, that you'd be like, okay, like how does this work and how did that work, what was going on for for the week and stuff like that. So everybody backtest different. um for me, I went back for the whole week. um when I get off, it's just like just an example of backtesting or whatever, because when I get off, like, my regular backtesting probably going to be about 2 hours because I have other stuff um, that I'm looking into in terms of, like, entries, and where you take entries, which is basically kind of the same thing right here, or where you would take entries and stuff like that. But I go in a little bit more in depth because um, I got other stuff that I look at that I can't do that with you guys because it's going to take a lot, and it is a lot to go into backtesting. Backtesting is not just to say, like, 30, 40 minutes or whatever the case. Yeah, you could do it for 20 minutes or whatnot if you know exactly what is it that you're looking for. But I have more stuff that um, I'm looking at, or whatever the case is. So basically, like, this week, when I have a news week like that, it's just telling me from my analysis that I'm getting, it's just telling me, like, okay, if you have a news week, be careful of how you're going into the market, because news is very, I'm not going to say it's unpredictable, but it is very much so one of those, like, um, I could screw you over whenever, so be careful of news whenever you have news like that for the week. Be careful. For next week, let's see what we got more. For next week, we don't really have too much. Well, I want to say that too soon, because Tuesday we have a lot going on. Tuesday, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So we have 8 red folders on Tuesday. Thursday we have one, two, three, four, five, five on Thursday, and then on Fridays it's something simple. We just got orange folders on Friday, but Tuesday's gonna be busy. On Monday, we really got too much on Monday. We just got Empire State Manufacturing Index. That's about it. But there's other ways that, like I said, there's other ways that you could look at your back testing, where you enter and stuff like that. Um, for you, if we see something like this and we're looking for entry to where the market go back up and retest those higher high location to make it to the downside. The first rejection, and then the second one, and then we have a third one, fourth. It is basically just you enter off of this. Now, if you're in a trade like this and you're still in a trade and the market pulled back, as long as it doesn't break this area, that trade is still valid. The moment it breaks this area, which is your previous rejection area, that means that your trade is going to be invalid and you got to get out because now the market started going up. You have to get out and reevaluate that trade. But something like this, just because it's going back and forth like this, like you don't have to worry about it. The reason why we use this point right here because these are the first couple rejection areas. You can see same thing right here. The market started coming back up, and if it didn't reject this area, you could still actually stay in the trade to still go back down to the downside. It simply mean that the market is going back up to make entry to go back down. And how you know that if you're still in a trend, you go on the upper time frame and you will see the candle is very bullish. But then when you go to the daily time frame, you're very bearish. So that pullback on the 1 minute would be a pullback for you to be like, okay, if I'm on the daily time frame, it's saying that we're bearish right now. So I'm just looking back into the market for entries to the downside. I'm looking back for pullback because that's what I'm looking at until this candle change to a different color. That's what you're working with. Same thing. If you look at the 4 hour, that's what you're working with. You look at the 1 hour, same thing. That's what you're working with. Now you on the 30 minute, same shit. That's what you're working with. 15 minute, same thing. That's what you're working with. The 10 minutes, same thing. That's what you're working with. I say I don't want to take my entries down here, but for you guys need to stay up on the 5 minute time frame. But I do my markup like that because that's how I do my back testing and stuff like that or whatever. All right. Um, all right. That's all I got for right now. If you got any questions, just let me know. Um, I'll say again, back testing is not it's not fun. It's boring because it's supposed to be longer than this, but I just don't want to bore you and stuff like that, and just want to make minimum sense as possible than dragging this shit out. All right.